I had completely forgotten how good this type of lens could be. This video is a love letter to that forgotten middle ground of lenses. Now, because they sit just past your standard 50mm and not nearly as far reaching as like a 200mm, they get forgotten. At least for me, they do. They fell into a category in my head where I had just blocked them off for portraits only, but they can do so much more. Wait, I have to tell you something. Typoc sent me this 75mm lens to help out with my video about this topic. And I do have the option to keep the lens. So keep that in mind as you're watching this video. I'll be featuring this lens, but I asked them for it specifically for this video. So if that tells you anything, I really do like it. So why should you be looking at medium telephoto length lenses? Originally, this video was not gonna be about this, but I went to Joshua Tree and I took this lens intending to just take a few pictures and test it. I immediately fell in love with the focal length. It became glued to my camera for that whole trip. And then also for the next trip, I went to Bisbee, Arizona with Cam Mackey, and I never switched this off my camera. As I got used to a new viewing angle that I didn't frequently use beforehand, it changed my perspective. I went from looking for scenes and whole environments to photograph to experiencing the world like there were hundreds of these little photos all around me, and I had the X-Acto knife to cut them out. Wides are for when you want to see a whole environment. Telephotos are for when you need to get closer and you can't walk there. But medium telephotos are when you really start thinking. When you have to start making decisions on what is going to be captured and what's going to be cut out. What you leave out of the frame is equally as important as what's in it. And this focal length allows for that with something that is a very manageable size, and it has just enough punch to really start focusing in, remove the distractions, and show only what you want to the viewer. This photo of Cam, for instance, is a wonderful example of how many distractions it can actually remove. However, that's not to say it can't capture a full scene. You need enough space, and it may be more difficult to capture an entire environment, but it feels different. I hate to say it, but I don't know what other descriptor to use. It feels cinematic, and a lot of that is due to the compression. It's not exaggerated, it's a subtle push, and a layman might not even notice. But when a lens is on this side of 50mm, it has an effect on the viewer. Because of the compression, everything is stacked, yet still separate. And that's something that a standard focal length just does not have. Your focal length is one of the most important tools that you have to convey a feeling. And I don't know why, but this gives me such a strong, clean, concise feeling similar to a David Fincher film. These focal lengths are not for everything, but the fact that I was ignoring such a large section of tools was just foolish. I mentioned it earlier, so let's talk about separation. So focal length is one of the main ways you can control background separation. That, or if you have a completely different sized sensor like this medium format GFX.
It's raining. This is Cam's camera. This isn't mine. This is Typoc's lens. This isn't mine. But I saw this beautiful old Toyota truck and I have to photograph it. So we're gonna be quick and dry, okay? I'm gonna try to be dry. Okay, let's go. Okay, it's getting too wet. We gotta go back. Those 2 minutes. Good stuff. My bad, I didn't even explain. The Typoc Simera 75 actually covers a medium format sensor. That's why I borrowed this camera from Cam, because I wanted to test it out. And it covers it beautifully. Medium telephotos are absolutely gorgeous on full frame, but on medium format, you actually get even more of the scene in while maintaining the same amount of separation. It's kind of amazing.
I find that medium telephoto lenses like this one give me the sweet spot of dramatic separation when I need it without ever getting ridiculous. Which, yes, there can be too much separation. Sometimes that shit looks like green screen. This lens originally started as a vessel for me to explore this range of focal lengths, but I've quickly grown attached. Here are some specs I've agreed to say about it for them giving me the lens. It is metal construction, has pretty good close focus, 16 rounded aperture blades giving you smooth bokeh, which is why you're able to do something like this. And like I said earlier, it works on sensors small as APS-C and all the way up to medium format digital. Overall, it's a lens I genuinely love using. The metal construction is actually really good, and I actually do find the bokeh very nice. By the way, Typhawk just wanted me to mention these features, but they didn't ask me to give my opinion. I do genuinely like it. This focal length is much more than just a portrait machine. It's a way of seeing the world around me from a different perspective. It has retrained my brain, expanded my visualization, and made me a better artist. So I encourage you to have an open mind, close in on what you're shooting, get tighter, and take a slice out of the world around you. I've been photographing for around 15 years, and I'm constantly learning new things. This is something that's exciting me right now because I've ignored it for most of my career. So I implore you to get out of your comfort zone and learn new things when it comes to even something you've been doing for a long time. This is the joy of life, to go learn and be curious. Anyway, bye forever.
Ah!